HAZWOPER is the acronym for OSHA's Hazardous Waste Operations and Emergency Response Standard. The employees protected under HAZWOPER are those who are exposed or could be exposed to a hazardous substance at treatment, storage and disposal facilities, known as TSDFs, or employees at any location who could be exposed during cleanup or emergency response of an unexpected release. Hazardous substances can lead to serious health and safety risks. What causes these unexpected releases? Well, some common causes include operational failures, improper waste disposal, or even a natural disaster. The HAZWOPER standard was enacted in 1989 by OSHA to set specific regulations to protect workers and minimize their exposure to hazardous substances. The Environmental Protection Agency adopted OSHA's HAZWOPER standard in order to cover the local and state public employees and volunteers who do not traditionally fall under OSHA's jurisdiction. There could be a wide range of health effects caused by exposure to hazardous substances. These include chemical burns, irritation and sensitization of the body, and even death. Depending on the type of released substance, there could be a fire, an explosion, or a toxic atmosphere produced. But the good news! By law, your employers are required to properly prepare and protect everyone who could be involved in the emergency response and cleanup of hazardous substances. HAZWOPER's main goal is worker protection. Preventing and minimalizing the possibility of worker illness or injury is key. HAZWOPER requires that your employer provides the necessary knowledge and training on how to handle hazardous substances safely for your role in the workplace. Following protocols and work practices will minimize exposure, which in turn will improve workplace safety and health and reduce injuries and illnesses caused by this exposure. HAZWOPER applies when an uncontrolled release of a hazardous substance has occurred or is likely to occur. Types of incidents include a leaking storage tank or container, an overturned truck or rail car, a chemical fire, a machine breakdown, or even uncovering buried hazardous waste. There are several types of operations covered by HAZWOPER. These include cleanup operations, as required by any government body, and when corrective actions are required at sites covered by the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or RCRA. Operations at hazardous waste treatment, storage and disposal facilities are also covered, as well as the transfer facilities permitted as a Part B under the EPA's RCRA regulation. Finally, whenever emergency response operations are needed for an uncontrolled release of a hazardous substance, absolutely anywhere, they're covered by HAZWOPER. So when doesn't HAZWOPER apply? It does not apply when only small amounts of a hazardous substance are accidentally released and when there are no serious health and safety risks to workers nearby. These are referred to as incidental releases. OSHA has developed a protocol to determine if the release of a hazardous substance is uncontrolled or incidental. The flowchart shown here has several yes or no questions to help your employer determine how to categorize the release of a hazardous substance and how to proceed. Now that we know what HAZWOPER is and when it does and does not apply, let's learn more about chemical hazards.